everyone, welcome to another episode of CYT-Crypto. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and I'm just going to see if, one wee second, I'm just going to get the lighting correct on this first before we start. One wee sec. Right, that's better, I think. That's better. Yes, so I'm just going to see if we're live just now or not. I've been a wee bit of a rush this morning. Right, okay, and just check if we're live, make sure everything's up and running, and just welcome a few people in. Hopefully we're live. Yes, we're live. Excellent. Right, we'll just dive over and we'll welcome a few people in. We've got Mark Paulin in the house. Welcome to you, Simone Hendricks. Welcome to you, Cole Phillips. Good to see you here, buddy. Chris Winch is in, Matthew Parks is in as well, Peter Cody, King Baviro, Stephen Quinn from Bangkok, Nick Smith, morning all. Any news from BABB regarding the meeting in Lithuania? Nothing new yet, but we're going to talk about that. Nora Perez is in from the lovely Isle of Tassie down under Australia. Excellent. Honest Crypto Johnny from Edinburgh, Martin Griffiths, Randy Red Elk, George Charles, Brad Linton, Marty and Sonia's in, Elias, Hakwik is in. We've got a few people. Crypto Don Juan, the man is in the house. Cooper, Dave is in the house as well. Dave, I got some WD-40 on that chair, it didn't work. Tony Fernandez is in the house as well. Marcus Jafari, Rip This Joint, Musa Moose, Dean is in, Charles Norwood, Samet, and Michael Harold is in as well. Okay, I'll get to some of your kind of comments as well later on. But first, we're going to look at the markets overall. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin because I just seen it taking a dip down actually there just now, so I'm just going to look at the hourly chart. On the daily chart, still looking good. I'm going to have to load up these charts just now. MACD old charts. Oh, it just took a dump just now, so it was sitting at 9,315, so it went down $100 in the last hour, and the last couple of hours it was 9,454 over the weekend, which is good for the weekend because the weekend is usually a time to kind of go down, but it just went down as low as 9180. So on the hourly chart, the 7 MA is crossing down over the 25 MA. But on the daily chart, I'm looking at the daily chart for, it's still looking good on the daily chart. So if you're in it for the long term, I wouldn't be worried. If you're trading it short term, I don't know what it's like trading short term. It's just about to cross over, so the second candle will give us an indication of where it's going to go, and that should be at 9 o'clock this morning, so we'll see where it goes at 9 o'clock this morning. Markets overall, apart from that little dip there just now, just take a look at the markets. Okay, so the market capitalization just now is sitting at 425 billion, which is good, slightly down, and that's because of the Bitcoin price coming down just now. Bitcoin dominance is down to 37%, means more people are going into alts just now. And who's the winners at the moment? Cybermiles, they've just jumped into the top 100. I've seen them on Binance and they're doing really good. It's jumped up 26% to 28 cents. Cortex, BitShares is one we looked at. ELF as well, they're doing fantastically over the last couple of weeks. Cash doing brilliant. Neblio going up as well. Loopring, Enigma, Fusion, Substratum. About time Substratum was coming up. Qtum as well, they're doing really well. Redcoin are doing brilliant actually. Salt, Kryptonex, Ethos, Tron are doing excellent. So take a look at some of the winners on Binance. So Cybermiles will be the top one. Yep, but it's come back down just because of this Bitcoin price dump. Just now, it's not a dump. It's only $100, but a lot of people will still be looking at that and seeing it as a kind of panic. So hopefully there's not going to be a lot of people panic selling. Singular DTV, they've done excellent over the last couple of weeks as well. Over the last couple of days actually. BTS, BitShares, doing well, coming down because of the Bitcoin price. RPX, they were doing brilliant. They were doing fantastic. So hopefully if you're in my kind of private group, I kind of recommended this at the weekend at 1309. So if you're in my private group, if you bought the program, I recommended this just while I was doing some more research and looking at coins and doing some videos for the program. I recommended it 1309. It jumped up to 1800, so I had about a 40%, 50% increase, or 40% increase. But it's come back down now because of this, the Bitcoin kind of going down just now. But still doing well. It's still in play on the hourly chart, very much in play on the daily chart as well. RedPulse, and they're doing really good. So if you got in on that, that'd have been a good wee kind of earner, as long as you set your stop loss 6%. So setting a 6% stop loss. Manetha is coming up. I noticed Manetha was coming up. That's one of the coins I did hold big time in the past, and that's doing well at the moment. It's up to 1657. Did it take a wee small dip? Yeah, it's taking a small dip because of the Bitcoin price going down. TNT, recommended that as well. It did go up, but it kind of came down again because of the Bitcoin price again. Neo is in at $84 as well, which is good. We'll just take a look at the wee quick chart on the hourly chart there. Yeah, it's done well. Neo is definitely a long-term coin, but even in short term you can trade it, but it's doing well. Okay, let's look at Tron. What's Tron doing? It took a slight dip, but I kind of said last week that this could go over 1,000 Satoshi at the weekend, over the weekend. Nearly got there, not quite, but still doing brilliant. Tron is doing amazing just now, and I've been looking for a price point to get in. I've never really seen kind of price point, but what you'll notice with Tron, and this is kind of looking at the charts here on Tron, you're looking at the MA7 and the MA25. Tron looks good. To get into Tron, it looks as if it's bouncing off the MA25. It's doing really well when it bounces off the, kind of hits the MA25, then goes back up again. So if you're looking to get in, it might be a good point to get in round about 925 or something like that. If it does come down again, but that might be a good point to get in. So the computer's going slow just now. Hopefully we're still on live. Yeah, live health streaming is okay. Okay, so we'll go to a few comments just now. Who've got in? Eddie Holland joined us as well. Ad Fitness has joined us. Sam Pradden has joined us from Sydney in Australia. Christopher Dowson from Sydney, Australia as well. Excellent. Gethin Davis. Pete Harding, morning from Southampton. What about a pump and dump for Tron? From Tron. About a pump and dump? No, I wouldn't be worried about a kind of pump and I don't see it as a pump and dump. Norez, rock my darling BABB. Yes, we're going to be talking about BABB in a second. Michael Howard, thought I would share this site with you, Steve. I couldn't live without it. Coin Checkup. Actually, I've got that open just now. Coin Checkup is a brilliant site. I think I shared it last week. Coin Checkup is an excellent site, and you can filter kind of all the coins here, and we'll just kind of clear all the kind of filters. I was looking at it this morning actually. Michael, so it is a brilliant site, and I love this site as well, to be honest. And what Coin Checkup does, you can kind of customize it and say, okay, over the last 200 days, what coin has done the best? So we'll click on that and sort it. Geez, oh, the coin that's done the best is PA coin over the last 200 days with a 4 million% increase. 4 million%. A 4 million% increase, that's pretty crazy. Veros, 47,000% increase. Hex, 19,000%. Electra, 16,000%. Nano has had a 10,000% increase over the last 200 days as well. So yeah, Coin Checkup is a brilliant website if you want to, for analysis and for predictions as well. So I'm going to show you here. This is one I kind of wrote an article the other day on Steemit, and I want to show you how I got to the kind of price for BABB. So BABB just now is 2.3 cents. But predictions. So if on the kind of Coin Checkup site they do predictions for it, and this is if more money comes into the market, what could possibly happen. So the total of all physical currency plus accounts of the central bank which can be exchanged for physical currency, if there's, this is where we are sitting at just now on the red line with BABB, but if there's more money to come in, could kind of shoot up to 1 cent, 1.2 cents. But if even more money comes in, it depends on how much money is coming into the market. It could go up to 6 cents or it could go up to 17 cents. However, I kind of looked at this and said, okay, what coin is 0.26 cents? Because I think BABB is going to 10x. If once it gets the licenses, once it gets onto more exchanges, I think BABB is going to 10x. So I was looking for a coin at a 10x price of 2.3 cents. So I'm just going to quickly scroll down and show you here, and then we can look at possible predictions for it. Now we need to go back a bit. So this is a really good site for doing this. Right, I think it was, so we'll look for 0.23. That's where BABB is just now. 0.23, so it doesn't matter what coin it is, we're just looking to see, okay, what might happen with BABB. If it 10x's first, and then where could it go when more money comes into the market? So it could go to 12 cents, could go to 60 if even more money comes into the market, or it could go to $2 if a hell of a lot of money comes into the market. So it's a good site. That's how I was doing Coin Checkup, and I use Coin Checkup for doing kind of research as well, just for possible price predictions in the future as well. So yeah, that's a good call for that, Michael. Tony Pettit's in as well from sunny Essex. Just joined our private group as well. Welcome, Tony, as did Cole and Dave as well. Good to see you in the group. And I must say, hit the likes if you like this kind of video. If you like these lives in the morning, just chatting, having a coffee with me in the morning, talking about cryptos, and kind of subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and hit the notification bell as well. And join our Facebook group. We've got a brilliant wee Facebook group just now, a free Facebook group, and one for the private members of CYT-Crypto.com as well. And I've started giving kind of calls as well in the private group, and some of you kind of got on the calls this weekend with RedPulse. So I'll start doing that as well. But if you're in the program, you'll be able to make your own calls anyway, because I've just finished the videos over the weekend showing you exactly how to look for setups and what could possibly give you a good return. So if you're in that group, the private group, you'd definitely be able to do that yourself, but I'm going to give calls anyway, just as and when I see them. Who else is in? Tron is back on Bancor. I noticed that this morning. Tron's back on Bancor, which is good. So you can trade some Tron for backs or other coins as well. Mike here, Tron is strong. Tron is doing really well just now. And it's brilliant that if you're still in Tron, that is fantastic news. Cooper, what are your thoughts on day trading DTRC on Bancor? Are there no charts available as it's only listed on Bancor currently? There should be charts available. I don't know if is it not on IDEX as well? DTRC. So we'll take a look at Bancor just now and see, and we'll just go to the kind of low prices. So DTRC, right, we'll take a look on IDEX as well, because for some coins you can't really get good charts on them. So I don't know if it's listed DTRC. No, it's not even listed on IDEX, which is a shame. Just check. No, it's not listed here either. So I don't know if anybody else knows where to get good charts of coins that have just come out, you know, the smaller cap coins. IDEX is a good one because it uses TradingView. So I would imagine TradingView should have it, but I can't find the coins on TradingView itself, but I can find them on IDEX. We'll just go to Coin Market. DTRC, it's not even listed. It's not even on there yet. So I would imagine it'll come on to the IDEX market soon as well, because they usually pick up coins as well. Yeah, I'd need to kind of look at that. What are your thoughts on day trading Bancor? Dave Cooper, how can you day trade on Bancor? You cannot see the charts. Yeah, that's the only thing, you can't see the charts on some of these, but IDEX usually has them, but it's not on IDEX at the moment. Furthermore, transactions are not quick and many do fail. I've noticed that on Bancor recently. that a lot of my transactions have failed. Still get bloody charged for them as well. A couple of dollars each time I try and trade it. I don't think you get that money back. But yeah, bankers, a lot of the trades are failing actually, which is a pain in the arse. Marina Paps, curious, when I first started watching you about 4 or 5 weeks ago, you were all about Tron and how you were going to hold them long term. Now you've sold it before the mainnet launch. Why? Okay, I'll tell you why. So I was, and I still believe in Tron in the long term, and I was looking for a time to get back in. So I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade some kind of coins to get more Tron. So what I kind of usually do is when I'm trading, when I'm day trading, I get more in to buy more of the coins I like. So loved Neo, and I was kind of trading to get more Neo. Then I came out of Neo altogether to get Tron because I thought that was going to go kind of really high and thought this is going to be a long-term coin. I'll trade some Tron, get some more Neo. Didn't happen. I didn't get the Neo, just stayed in Tron because it was doing so well. It was making me so much money with Tron. And I came out and I seen an opportunity in BABB, and I thought BABB could be really amazing long-term. This could be a brilliant long-term coin, and I could get a lot of BABB at a low price, and then if I made some money, put it back into Tron. It just didn't work out that way. Tron kind of shot up. Do I still believe in Tron for the long term? Without a doubt. I think it's going to be, it is an amazing coin. Despite what people think about it, I've done kind of my own research, and my own view of Tron is it's going to be an amazing coin for the future. And when the mainnet launches, it might dip a little bit after the mainnet launch, but I think it's going to go up before the mainnet launch, and after that people are just going to realise how powerful Tron is going to be, and we've got an amazing coin. So I'll still get back into Tron, but I don't just want to hold a couple of Tron, to be honest. I want to get in big time, so I was looking for another opportunity to get back in. So I'm trading just now to build up my position, to get more Tron, to get back into Neo as well. I'm just hoping I'm not too late, to be honest. So yeah, that's just being honest, Marina, but thanks for the question, I appreciate that. VeChain had a good weekend. It did have a brilliant weekend. CryptoDon1, can you look at the chart, the 100 days crossing the 7MA? What is this telling us? Oh, the ONT chart. ONT. This is, I take it you're talking about the daily chart on this, CryptoDon1? It's not showing up there. So look at ONT on it's not really giving us the 100 day because it's not been on that long, to be honest. So the 100 day is not really going to count, to be honest, because it's just recently came to markets. Can you look at the ONT chart? The 100 day is crossing the 7 day. What is that telling us? So yeah, the 100 day doesn't come really into play here, to be honest, CryptoDon1. On the hourly chart, it's different. You can see the 100 MA, and everything's above that. The 7 MA and the 25 MA is above the 100, so that's good for the long term. So the 100 MA doesn't really come into play just now because it's recently been traded on the markets, so I wouldn't pay attention to that at the moment. But the 7 MA is crossing down over the 25 MA, so that might be a short-term play or a short-term signal that might be going down a wee bit before it comes back up. But Ontology I've done brilliant. If you look at the day chart in Ontology, it's just from here, from kind of 1100 from when it first came onto the market. Obviously a really high price, then it came down to 1100, and then it shot all the way up. So you've kind of gone up 800% with Ontology. So hopefully you've been taking some profits, setting your stop loss limit 6%, going back in and doing it that way. Hopefully we've been trading that way if you are trading it as well. Loyal Tanji, Tron, yeah, Tron is doing amazing. Peter Cody, I got on Zebi yesterday morning. I looked at Zebi as well, somebody else was talking about it. I don't know if it was Superman or not. 11 cents, about 4 times ICO price. Not delighted with it, but hopefully it will pay off. Probably as it has to trade. So Zebi just now. Is it ZP? Where is Zebi? 1 second. Don't know the Zebi crypto. Blockchain in India's big data. Yeah, we kind of looked at this before. Is it listed on the exchanges? I don't see the ticker symbol for it. I don't see it in CoinMarketCap. So where did you get Zebi from? I don't see where. Advisors News Conference, can't see it. Yeah, let me know where you got Zebi from. I can't see it on CoinMarketCap there. No, don't see it. It was just not coming yet. Samuel Duffy, hi man, hope you're good. I'm very good, mate. I had a really good weekend. Managed to finish off the programme over the weekend as well. I hope you had a good weekend as well, Samuel. Dan, morning from Bangkok, mate. Good morning to you. Stephen, you need to move your face to the bottom right of the screen so we can see beta. Ah, right. Where are we? So we can see beta, LOL. Ah, right, okay, 1 wee second. I aim to please, so I will move this down. Transfer over. Okay, hopefully that's better. Packcoin had a fork, 1,000. Ah, is that what it is? Okay, I had a fork, 1,000 to 1. That's why the increase. Right, I'm with you, Tim Lund. What are your thoughts on Euro? Not looked into it yet, but I've heard about it. A lot of people are kind of looking at that as well. Okay, what were the other things I was going to talk about? So talking about BABB. So we know BABB is kind of on the Banker network just now, but is paired with Ethereum. So I had a thought. A lot of people kind of ask this, and they don't. Some people don't understand it, or some people or newbies don't understand it. But I've seen this looking at the kind of news this morning. So one of the analysts is predicting that Ethereum could fourfold up to 2,500 to have a record-breaking year, and I said that as well. Ethereum is going to be a $2,000 coin by the end of the year. But what does that mean when you've got paired coins with Ethereum as well? If Ethereum goes up by fourfold and it goes up to $2,500 by the end of the year, if BAX or BABB stayed at the same price, i.e. when I say the same price, I'm talking about, alright, it's going to ask me to connect. It's not giving me the actual ETH value of this. Is it going to give me the ETH value? No, it just gives me the dollar value. They used to do on Banker, they used to give you the ETH value as well, but they don't do that just now. For some reason they changed that. So the Ethereum value is 342. So say for example, the BABB was going to stay at 342. It didn't really move, it just kind of traded sideways for a year, whatever. It's not going to, but say it did. But the Ethereum price went up 4 times. It means the dollar value of BABB, even if it stays at 342, is going to go up fourfold as well. So that's something we have to consider as well. So the dollar value would go up to about 9 cents just by staying at 342 just now. So that's why we have to look at the pairings as well. A lot of people say, well, what's the Bitcoin price got to do with the coin that you're talking about? Because of the pairing. That's what it is. And looking at the dollar value, you have to look at the Satoshi value, and you have to look at the dollar value as well. So the Satoshi value could stay exactly the same, but the dollar value could double, triple, quadruple if the price of Bitcoin goes up, or if the price of Ethereum goes up. And that's why we have to think about BABB as well. So not only are you buying into BABB, you're kind of, at the moment, because it's not listed on other exchanges, it's only paired with Ethereum just now. At the moment, then it looks brilliant for BABB if kind of the Ethereum price goes up as well. That's something we have to kind of consider and look at as well. Because I don't know why, but I've been slated in the past for saying, or the Bitcoin price has nothing to do with the coin you're talking about. Of course it is, because it's paired with Bitcoin, or it's paired with Ethereum, or whatever pairing it has. So we have to look at that as well. So it's just something to consider. A lot of people don't kind of get it, or the newbies. Even some kind of experienced people, somebody that is experienced came to me and said, why do you talk about the cost of the price of a coin going down compared with, if Bitcoin goes down, the price of the coin goes down, it's going to naturally go down. The dollar value of the coin is going to go down if the Bitcoin price goes down. Not necessarily the Satoshi value, but the dollar value is going to come down. So it's something we have to kind of think about and get our heads around. And the quicker, for me, it's going to be better if we decouple from Bitcoin, because we're so reliant on the Bitcoin price as well. So that was an interesting kind of article. That this kind of analyst predicted that by the end of 2018 is going to go up to $2,500, and I can see that easily for Ethereum, to be honest. And it's the same with kind of Bitcoin as well. So say for example you get into Tron, say you go into Tron and it's going back up again, which is good. You go into Tron at 1,000 Satoshi, for example, and 1,000 Satoshi is around about 9 cents, and the Bitcoin price doubles to where it is, from where it is just now to about 18,000. If Tron stays at 1,000 Satoshi, the dollar value of Tron is going to go up to 18 cents. So I hope that makes it, because it probably will make sense to you. You probably know that already, but a lot of people don't. And I kind of got excited last week saying, why are you talking about that? It's nothing to do, the price of Bitcoin has nothing to do with the price of the coin you're talking about. Of course it does. They're inextricably linked to each other. MT Coral, new release coins are impossible to read. There's simply no historical evidence to analyse. Exactly, that's why I don't. So I like technical analysis for the short term. Technical analysis is brilliant for short term, and I use it kind of all the time. Very simple technical analysis. So you have to look at fundamental analysis. That's what MT Coral's saying as well. And that's when we're talking about fundamental analysis, you have to look at the team, you have to look at the use case scenario, kind of look at the social media presence, what the marketing is, what the team's like as well, and just seeing how it's going to. So you can only analyze it on a fundamental basis, and then even then you're still kind of hoping in a way as well that the team are going to do well. The team are hardworking, they've got big partnerships in place as well, they've got a good roadmap and all that. So that's why a lot of coins are kind of going to fail as well, because they've not got a lot of that in play. And that's why it's important for us to do our own research, put the big boy pants on, big girl pants on, do our own research and really look at these coins. So because there is no technical analysis that you can do. But when it comes onto the markets, when it comes onto the exchanges, then you can use short-term technical analysis and just use the day trade or the moving averages, for example. So you can use technical analysis but on a short-term basis. But from the stock market, if you've kind of ever been in the stock market, you've used technical analysis. The historical data is years, has got years of historical data. So that's why technical analysis, a lot of people use the 50, 100 and 200 MA or moving average to look as one of the kind of indicators for that as well. But it's very difficult in crypto. So you're right, MT Coral. And a good point. MT Coral, so TRX on Banker yesterday, if that means anything to you. Yeah. It's good as back on Banker. I'm just going to go to those comments. Tony Pettit, thanks for the new video on trading, Steve, in a private group. If you're a trading newbie, it's excellent info, not too deep. Really cleared up basic day trading strategy for me, thanks to. Oh, brilliant, Tony. And that's what I was trying to do, because you could go deep into technical analysis and it just confuses everybody, it just overwhelms everybody. And that's the kind of stage I was when I first got into kind of crypto. I thought, oh, this is just too much. Looking at wedges, looking at support lines, looking at stuff like that. If we just, all we want to do is really make money when we're day trading. So we can just use literally the moving averages. But the more you get into it, that's when you'll say, okay, there's a wedge here, I know what a wedge is. So you just learn a bit at a time. You know your support lines, your resistance lines and stuff like that as well. And that's when you can use the RSI and kind of Bollinger Bands and things like that as well. So I was trying to make it as simple as possible, and hopefully I've done that. So thanks for that, Tony. That kind of that was a nice comment. Thanks for that. Stephen Quinn, is BABB a long hold? BABB is definitely a long hold. So again, BABB is probably coming down a wee bit. 2317, it's gone up a wee bit. BABB is definitely a coin for the long term. When I'm talking about long term, I'm not talking about crypto long term as in 2 weeks. I'm talking about long term as in a year or two. However, you could still do well in the short term as well. But a lot of us have done really well in BABB because it's went up 300% from where it is. So it's down at 400 and it's kind of gone up more than that, to be honest. So it's gone up, what, 500% over the last 4 weeks. But still a long, long way to go. Look at the market cap at 33 million. Long, long way to go. So this is really good. And there's another one on kind of KuCoin that I wanted to talk about. KuCoin is a good exchange for finding kind of little gems as well. So we'll go to the markets. So this one was kind of mentioned. It was talked about in a free group, so I don't mind mentioning it here, to be honest. As Electrify USA. And we'll just go to the kind of ELEC. So this has got a market capitalization of 55 million. So if we look at this and think of it as something like WePower, but it's looking for the Asian market as well. I think this is a really undervalued coin, to be honest, and it was only brought to my attention because of the Blockchain Whispers group and the free group as well. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do some research on it. And I did some research on that as well, and I thought, wow, this looks pretty good. And it kind of shot up in price to about 2200, but it's come back down to about 1600. And I thought this is a good time to get in for Electrify Asia. I think this is going to be a really good coin and could probably by the end of this year, I think could get up to $1 quite easily, to be honest. And that's almost 6 times the market cap of where it is just now, which would be 300 million. But what they're doing, and they're kind of they've got a big partnership with TEPCO as well, which is done really, which is amazing. It's a big energy company, one of the 4th largest energy company in the world, and they've got a partnership with them as well. So I think Electrify Asia could do really well. But as I said, it was mentioned in Blockchain Whispers, and it kind of shot up in price, but it's kind of come back down a wee bit, enough for me to say, okay, this is now time to get into this as well. And actually, I was in the kind of premium channel. I'm in the premium channel for Blockchain Whispers, again, just being open and honest. And they called it before they kind of released it to the kind of free group, and I got in then. And I got in round about this price. And I'm still happy holding, and I think this price is a brilliant price to get in it just now. Even though it's kind of shot up, it's already gone up quite a lot from about, say, 700, gone up 200%, so 700. It's gone up, at where it stands just now, about 120% it's risen, and it's still got a long way to go, I believe, as well. So that might be a good one to look at as well. Stephen Quinn, yes, 1 to 2 years or more. Yeah, it's definitely a long-term hold. Tim Lund, hi from California, morning from Wales. Stephen Seedhouse, excellent. Stephen King's in-house. I'm in from sunny Wigan, been looking forward to the update. What's Bello? First time catching you live. Excellent, welcome to the channel. Really pleased you're here. Good to see you. What's Bello? Look, Encash. Encash kind of had a bad week. They didn't have a bad week last week, but I'm just looking on the charts here. It's still looking good on the daily charts. Encash still looks good on the daily charts. So just look. So it looks as if it's going to come down, but it did go up to about 572 last week before coming down. There's a lot of FUD kind of last week about it. And I think it's going to do, long term, it's going to do really well. And even in short term play, this might be a good time to get in to Encash, to be honest. Just keep an eye on the Bitcoin price just in case it does take a dive. The other one I was going to look at is Verge. I'm always looking for a play on Verge because I just think it's going to shoot up at one point when all the kind of the emotions have come out of it, and looking at it purely from a business point of view or looking at it purely from a charting point of view, I think Verge is going to kind of more than double. And is it in a good play just now? It's not in play at the moment. And even on the 15-minute, still not in play. So in all the charts it's not in play, but I'm looking for a good time to get into Verge if I have the money to get into Verge, if I have some coins to get into Verge. And that would be if I had some money to get into Verge and it did kind of double or kind of triple, then I'll take it out and go back into Tron if it was kind of down. So it's a lot of toing and froing. Tron's going back up just now. It should hopefully get over the 1,000 Satoshi mark. Today, I expected it, I said last week, it might even go over 1,000 Satoshi at the weekend. But Bitcoin took a wee dump there, but it's coming back up on the hourly. So we'll need to wait and see what happens with that. Have you heard of ShipChain? I haven't heard of ShipChain. Saeed. Peter Harding got my holding of BABB up to 1 million over the weekend after hours of looking for a decent buy. And brilliant. Brilliant. I think you've got in at a good price. Because Tron has held, BABB has held its price relatively. It's held its price well. And when I say held its price, I'm talking about it shot up over 500%. And if you think about it that way, it's held its price at the top of that, or near the top of that level, for a week or so now. So this is, it's like instead of a rocket to the moon, this is like a step up to the moon. So you step up, you kind of go along for a few days, maybe a week or so, you step up again. So it's just like a step up to the moon instead of a rocket to the moon. And to be honest, I prefer it that way. I like it when it's a slow, steady growth, and the release kind of news on a steady, slow basis. So they had a meeting in Lithuania last week. No updates on that at the moment, but they had the meeting, Adam and Paul had the meeting last week, and it seemed to go well. And I was looking at the banking license. How do you obtain a banking license from the Bank of Lithuania? And it normally takes about 3 to 6 months, depending on what banking license it is. So they can go for a specialized license as well, or they can go for the full banking license. So within 3 to 6 months, we could, so by the end of the year, they could potentially, BABB could potentially have 3 banking licenses. So the Bank of Bahrain, the Central Bank of Bahrain, the Bank of Lithuania, and the Bank of England. If they had that, if they got 3 banking licenses from these 3 institutions, the price would just go nuts. The price would go absolutely nuts with this, and that's why I think it's such a good coin to be in. And it is a long-term hold, but short-term hold is good as well. I wouldn't say it's good for trading, but it's good for holding in the short term as well. And by short term, I'm talking about maybe 1 to 6 months. Long term, we're talking about having lots of billionaires soon. Dave, Stephen Quinn, however, when it has 6,000 plus, I expect men will take the profit and run. However, the general chat from most, including Telegram, it's a hodl coin. So Stephen Quinn, I don't know what we're kind of talking about here. Empty call, yeah. So I'm just going down some of the, oh, just jumping. Eugene Cunningham is in the house as well. What time are we on? I've got a business meeting at 9:30, so I need to. Hamish, clean is productive. Charles Norwood, King Bebo, Crypto, BABB will be using its own network eventually. Yep. Moretha, Steve is a man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I was just correcting Steve. Ah, right, Saeed. So somebody was correcting me there. But if ETH goes ×4, BABB will, BABB USD price will go ×4 as well. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And if the BABB price goes ×4 just now, we're talking about just under a cent, 1 cent. That's without it moving on its own. Did I say 9 cents? Oh, I didn't mean 9 cents. Then I started speaking about Tron, so it shouldn't be. It would be just under 1 cent. So I do apologise if I said 9 cents for BABB. I didn't mean 9 cents for BABB. If the price of Ethereum goes up by 4, I should have said just under 1 cent. So you're right, Saeed. So I do apologise for that. If I did say, I can't remember if I did say that or not. 1 wee second. Crypto's on 1. ONT is going crazy right now, going up fast. Excellent. We'll just take a wee look at the markets. ONT. One hour. Where was it? A low of 8,000, just gone up 700 Satoshi. Then 900 Satoshi. So it might be mooning again. So we might get over 10,000 Satoshi for. So it'll be 100,000 Satoshi. I keep saying 10,000 Satoshi. It's not. It's 100,000 Satoshi. That'd be amazing. So it's good if you're into Ontology just now. And I was looking at, I've got 40 Ontology that we got from Neil Neil did an airdrop a couple of months ago. So I've got 40 and got another 40 coming. So that is, what, $320 for an airdrop plus another 320. I don't know, I can't remember when it is, September or something. So that's not bad for an airdrop, to be honest. Thanks, okay for the heads up. I got a little lost in the amounts of white papers. Stocking up on BABB. I'm pretty excited for any of you pattern lovers out there. Interesting vid from yesterday. King Ebo Crypto. Stephen, really appreciate your videos. Thank you. Thank you very much, Stephen. Really appreciate that. Crypto Don Juan, ONT is going crazy. Hamish, GTG, thanks, Stephen. Love your videos. Got to go. Thanks for joining us, Hamish. Good to have you here, buddy. Matthew Parks, did anybody spot the spike in BABB price that happened on Friday? 744, shot up to 37 Satoshi for about a minute, then back down to 30. So somebody's bought in big time, and then it came back down. I predict $1 minimum for ELEC, NT Coral. Honestly, I think Electrify Asia is going to go to $1 at least by the end of the year, to be honest. So I'm happy holding. And Blockchain Whispers, that was a really good call. If you're into Blockchain Whispers, it's definitely not a pump and dump group. They do the research, and they've done good research on this, and I done my own research on this, and I thought, oh, this is a little kind of gold mine, this one. Could be really amazing for the future. And in fact, I see it being more than that. I can see it going up to $1 billion market cap when more money comes in to the exchanges as well, or when it comes into the crypto space. So I think that could be a little gold mine as well as BABB. That's going to be some of my kind of holdings as well. If that did kind of shoot up in price, that's when I would get out and go back into Tron. Where is Tron just now? Because I do love Tron. 977. I don't think I'm going to get a good kind of buying price for Tron, so it might be me out for good. But I'm not kind of pissed off about it. You make your decisions, you take a step back and just say, okay, you've made a decision, and just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Matthew Parks are interesting. TomoChain, Charles Norwood. I've never looked deep into it, but I kind of know about TomoChain. Tomo looks very tempting to me. I nearly bought it pre-pump, but held off like an idiot. So TomoChain. So this is kind of trade. I know it's on IDEX at the moment. Gate.io. IDEX is the most traded one. $1.82, 100 million market cap. Circulating supply 55 million. Total supply 100 million. That's a good price actually for a small cap. But I don't know. Obviously, you have to look at the kind of fundamentals as well. So $1.82. TomoChain, I've never looked deep into building an efficient blockchain infrastructure for decentralized applications, token issuance, and integration. And what's the Telegram group? 16,000. So it's got a good Telegram group as well. And the reason I look at Telegram groups and put so much stock on it, not just Telegram groups, but like Facebook groups and kind of Twitter and stuff like that as well, because within the Telegram groups you get a lot of ambassadors who kind of speak up for the coin, talk about it on YouTube and stuff like that as well. That's why it's good to have a good large following, because you're going to get a lot of people in your community who are going to become ambassadors, spread the word about the coin as well. TomoChain looks to have that, 16,000 on Telegram. So I don't know too much about it. It looks like another kind of protocol kind of network as well, which is good. $1.82 at this price, that looks really good as well, to be honest. And looking at the circulating supply and the total supply as well. Yeah, it looks good. And I know a couple of people have spoken about that as well on YouTube. Would you make a play on SNGLS? I feel like you could take 50% next few days. Signals, SNGLS. Right. Here's a daily chart. So what's a recent kind of all-time high? We're going back to January. What's the all-time high there? 3,098. So it's setting that just now. You could. Yeah, this is still in play on the daily chart. It's been in play since 780 Satoshi. It's kind of doubled up in price, but it could still double up again. It looks as if the 7 MA is going to cross the 100 MA as well. which is looking good. Yeah, it could very well double as well, because you're looking at an all-time high. That was back in January, of course, of 3859, but it finished around about 3000. So potential to double, so 100% upside. You set at 6% stop loss. 6% is really the only downside on that. So that would be a good one to get into as well. Yeah, it looks like it. See, this is why I love this community as well. And that's why you should join a community on Facebook as well. We've got a brilliant kind of wee community over there and kind of talk about this as well. It's brilliant. TRX to 50 cents, very possibly. There's a video on their Twitter about the Lithuania meeting. Yeah, I've seen that video as well, which was good. For billionaires is genius. MT Colonel. I think that was in a group. I can't take credit for that. I think that was in a Telegram group. Rishikesh Chowdhury, Steve, how much are you positive about XVG and Token RP link for debit card? XVG, I'm positive about XVG in the future, just purely on the charts. Not at the moment. It's not in play at the moment. Still think it might come down a wee bit. But the thing with XVG is it just shoots up in price. There's no kind of warning. There's no kind of slow, steady rise in a big shoot up. So it's difficult to kind of play XVG. But once the kind of sentiment moves away from XVG, or the kind of negative sentiment moves away, and people start to look at it from a purely financial and business point of view, if that's all they're looking to take the kind of ethics out of it and stuff like that as well, and what they've got going on in the future as well, could be really good to trade, to be honest. As a company itself, I'm not so sure. If I'm being really honest about the team, I'm just not sure at all, if I'm being really honest. But to trade, I think it could be really good. Well, Bill Natsil, enjoyed your Steemit review on BABB. Got shared around my BABB community on Twitter. Excellent, thanks very much for that. Well, Bill, I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I wrote a Steemit article the other day. I finished it off the other day and just kind of kept on updating it. And I didn't have much time to... I didn't have much time to kind of work on it, so I've been working on it over the last couple of weeks. Blog. So I'll share that just now. So this was a really kind of long review on exactly where they are just now, and kind of comparing it to the likes of Western Union, MoneyGram, and how it's going to be better for them as well, and the actual kind of licenses I kind of talk about as well, and the price prediction as well using Coin Checkup. So the price prediction I have for BABB for the end of 2019, I put at a conservative 78 cents for 2 years' time. And that's not just plucking a figure out of the air, that's using Coin Checkup, that's thinking about the exchanges it's going to be listed on, it's thinking about the banking licenses. So for the end of 2019, a conservative 78 cents. So I'll share that in the chat, and I'll share it in the kind of links down below as well. Okay, I'll need to go just now. Pundix doing an airdrop soon, I believe. Yes, they are. Philly Mignon, nice haircut. Thanks very much. Yeah, I had to get a haircut the weekend. It was pissing me off. So I really had to get a haircut. Crunks, morning brother. Got back into EOS at 17 bucks. Brilliant. EOS is doing fantastic as well. Where is EOS just now? Sitting at 1787. They're kind of taking a slight dip, have they? Yeah. But they have been as high as, I think it was $22 or something. So that was a brilliant play. For long term, you're fine as well, to be honest. I think, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on Rex at the moment? I've not looked into it. I'm just about to leave just now. I just want to say, look at the rest of the comments. Chris Abray, good morning, Steve. Thanks for giving the BABB advice. Thanks for answering my question. What kind of music you liked? I was curious. Yeah, love trance music. Love any type, a lot of type of music. Rock music as well. Trance especially. And classical as well. Using Cunningham, all out of Tron, bought more LTC, just think Tron might dump again before the end of May. I don't know, Eugene. I don't know with Tron just now. I think it's looking good. I think it could go up even more before the mainnet, then maybe dump after the mainnet and then see what happens after that. If it does dump, I'll be happy, because if I've got enough to get in, I will get in. I think it's going to moon very soon, but could go down long term LTC, so don't mind. Clean big boy pants on today. Will the Ethereum drop when Tron leaves the network? Will this bring prices down a bit? I can't see it because there's loads. There's loads of kind of ERC20 tokens out there using kind of Ethereum, so I don't think it's going to make a big difference to the Ethereum price, to be honest. Dank, thanks, love your BABB recommendation. Cheers from Colorado. That's Dank. Thank you very much, Dank. King of Video, Castle Fun in 2019. Yes. Oh, hi the Castle. Cryptodon 1. Thanks, Stephen. Cheers, Stephen. Just arrived. What did I miss? Studio 10. Well, I was looking at that. I was watching, went over the weekend, just 1 minute. The weekend I went to see the kind of new Marvel kind of movie. And I've seen Studio 10 in there, so I just wondered if that was a reference that you've got Studio 10 because of the Marvel movies or comics. Smash up the likes, yes, hit the likes if you like this. MT Coral, Bitcoin sub. MT Coral 9,200. Alt's taking a hit right at this second. Yeah, Bitcoin is kind of going down, obviously. Where are we with Bitcoin? 9177. So we could take a short-term dump with the altcoins as well as the Bitcoin. Bang into the Proclaimers too. Love the Proclaimers. Sheena Easton, not so much Sheena Easton, mate. I must admit I'm nervous with BTC at the minute. Yeah. BTC is still on the daily chart, looks okay. It looks good. But it's going down just now. It's dumping at the moment. Well, it's not dumping, it's just going down at the moment. 9159. So is there kind of supports? I can't even see because this is, it's not moving. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Hope you have a brilliant day. I'll put some timestamps in. Somebody suggested that. I was doing it before, but it just takes too long. So if anybody else wants to add timestamps as well after this, that'd be fantastic. Remember to join a group. Use the link below to join a Facebook group, and if you want to buy the program, I give recommendations in there as well, but I also kind of show you how to kind of do the day trading, a very simple strategy that people are using and it's actually working for them, which is brilliant, at CYT-Crypto.com. But join a group and you'll love it over there. We've got a brilliant wee community over there and it's growing every day as well, so hope to see you in there soon. Okay, share this, like it, subscribe to it, notify it and stuff like that as well. But until tomorrow, namaste. Take care. Bye now.